My name is Amy, and I'm going to answer a few questions for my English 1000C class. And it was said that I would have to find an interesting setting for the video, so I decided to sit in front of a Christmas tree, since it's Christmas, almost Christmas, so I thought it, you know, pretty good. So the first question I have to answer is, what makes good writing? In my opinion, a good writing should most importantly be organized. It should be thorough and it should be simple. Simple for the reason because you want to get through to your audience. You want them to understand perfectly what you're trying to tell them, and you want to make sure that they don't get confused and they don't get lost within your writing. And that's really important because you might have a great idea, you might have something that's really interesting to tell, but if you don't tell it in the way that in a good format, then it's not going to be as good as it could be. So the second question is, what did you write your memoir about? I wrote my memoir about particular experiences in my life. Not just any experiences that I think shaped who I am today. There are experiences that I think have, input such a big impact in my life that I'm able to become the person that I am today. And I chose those experiences because I wanted to show them, I wanted to share them with my classmates, and I wanted them to know, what kind of person I am because of those experiences and what kind of person I was in the past, to let them know a little more about me and maybe, hopefully change their mind about their perspectives towards life and, give them a little wisdom. The third question is, what is the hardest thing about writing for you? I'm not a good writer. I've always wished that writing would be easier for me. I've never been a good writer. I was never good at writing ever since I was a child. The problem with me when it comes to writing is not thinking of ideas, not thinking of what to write, but how to put it on the paper. The problem with me many times is that I'm unable to structure the sentences correctly. I'm not sure if I should put the ideas. I'm not sure how I should format the ideas. I'm not sure if I should put it in the introduction or into the conclusion. So my ideas are basically all scattered around, and I'm not sure how I should write it. And I feel like sometimes I worry about the simplicity of the essay, and I feel like, I should use harder words to make it seem more sophisticated so that maybe people will think I'm smart. And I guess that's the problem with a lot of college students these days, is that they try to input a lot of long words into their writing to make themselves seem more smart, and they think that by doing this the professor will be more impressed. But I don't think that professors would be impressed by this, because they'll think we're trying too hard. So I think the overuse of jargon is not a good idea, and I've learned that through this class. I've learned that in order to improvise good writing, you must be yourself in your writing. You must use your own voice. Don't try to be unique, because your voice yourself is already unique. So don't try to be someone else in your writing. And I think that that's the problem that I've been having for a very long time. Okay, so the fourth question is, how would you describe yourself as a writer? What is your style, your voice? I've been trying to find my style for a while. I think that my style of writing, I incorporate a lot of humor into my writing because, I don't want it to seem too serious. I want to entertain the readers in a way. I want them to think I'm funny. So through my writing, I want to tell them that I'm the kind of person that likes to joke. And my style of writing is pretty much simple. I don't really have like abstract ideas. My points get through my writing. So yeah, I guess that's kind of style writing that I have. What was it like to give feedback to other writers in this class? How did you try to help other writers? At first, the thought of giving feedback to other writers, I wasn't sure how I should, announce the feedbacks, because first of all, I didn't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to say, oh, your grammar sucks, or you don't know how to spell, or you're using too many semicolons, or too many run-on sentences. But then it got easier as the classes progressed. I think that being able to help other students realize what is wrong and write about their essay is a good thing. You want them to learn from their mistakes, and as each day that went by, each class that went by, giving them feedback got easier. I was able to tell them straightforward, you shouldn't use this in that way because, it's not supposed to be there, or I think you should put this paragraph into the first paragraph and switch these two paragraphs up, because that will make the story seem better. And at first I was pretty much cautious about how I should give my feedback, because I really didn't want them to have their feelings hurt, and I was scared that they wouldn't like me because they thought I was trying to be a smarty pants, and I didn't want that. Okay, so what was it like to get feedback from other writers in this class? Who helped you the most and how? I think it was great getting feedback from other writers. I know there's a lot of problems with my writing, and I know that my writing needs a lot of help. So being able to get feedback from other writers was great. And I didn't mind having my feelings hurt. Actually, my feelings weren't hurt at all. I was actually grateful for the people who found mistakes within my writing, because the first memoir that I wrote, the first draft, I actually thought that there wasn't going to be anything wrong with it. People would just say, oh, there's nothing wrong with it and it's a good piece, but I've actually received a lot of critique from other people, and it has helped me become a better writer. And the person who helped me most, I think, well, it's not just one person. It's Amalia, Jillian, and what's his name? Asif, yeah, because they're really straightforward with their feedback. And one of the questions that Amalia asked was, oh, the whole point of you going to the center was to teach them how to use the computers, but you didn't really tell us about the process. And that made me wonder, whoa, yeah, she's so right. I didn't mention anything about the center. And so after hearing her feedback, I decided to add in some details about the center and give the readers a little more information on it, and that's helped me on my writing also. How do you improve your writing once you have it down on paper? First of all, I would check on my grammar and see if there's any grammatical errors, and then I would check to see if the sentence are structured properly and if it should be structured differently to make it sound better. Then I would ask some of my friends or some of my family members to read it over to see what they think, to see if I need to add any more details or to make any changes. Most of the time I would let my professors read them and to see if they think it's right. And then sometimes I've received different feedback from other people. They would say, oh, this is fine, but I think you should make changes to the last paragraph. And then someone else would say, oh, I think the last paragraph is fine, but the first paragraph needs more, needs more revision. What was it like to use PB Works as our course website? Honestly, I didn't really think PB Works was a really good website for the course, because I found it to be a little messy. It was hard. It wasn't the layout, it was too simple. It wasn't catching. I think that it's the layout wasn't really flattering, and it was boring. Okay, what am I saying right now? I'm just so out of it. But then I guess it was good because, it was easy to upload the pages, and it was easy to, it was very simple to use. You didn't have to be a computer geek to use the website, and I guess that's what one of the good aspects of PBWorks. And yeah. What subculture did you research in your fieldwork project? What did you learn about the group or about the fieldwork? My subculture was students on loans. I learned a lot about this group, a lot that I didn't expect to learn. I know that a lot of students were going to mention that tuition was very high, and they were going to agree with me, but I was surprised to learn that there were other students who although their income was high, received more grant than I did. And honestly, I had no idea that if you were to join a sport in St. John's, you would receive more grant. I didn't know that. And wow, I've learned a lot while doing the subculture. Like during class, they also mentioned that that if you there was this person that I met, this guy that I met from my public speaking class, and he said that he actually doesn't have to pay anything at all because he received a lot of scholarships or something, and he didn't really mention what they were, but he he basically only has to pay like 1,500. Actually, does he? I think he doesn't even have to pay anything. I think the $1,000 was just a fee. So what advice would you give to students entering this class? What secrets can you share? My advice for students that are coming to this class is to just be yourself when you write. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to sound smart. Don't use bigger words because you think that the professor will be impressed or the students will be impressed. Because you're here to share your feedback with others, and you want them to know what your weakness and strength is, and you want them to know, find your own unique voice, basically. Because this class, you will learn a lot from this class, and you will realize that it's not just about making your sentences sound smart, So, I don't really have any secrets to share, but what I do advise the students to do is to visit the writing center, because the people there are so helpful. They're really great. They're able to help you improve your writing. They'll make you realize things you never knew was wrong about your writing. So I think, yeah, go visit the writing center.